Okay, good morning. I think I'm live. Let me check here. I wanted to talk about photo labs. I'm seeing that a lot in posts, and I'm responding to them, but it's a little bit more complicated than just saying go with this lab, or this is what I use. So I want to kind of talk about a little, because printing your photography, your photo work is so important, especially with, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold, especially with all the AI technology, digital technology, Web3, all this stuff going on. I think printing your work is more important than probably it ever has been. And it's just fun to do. So beyond just investing in a really good printer and learning about how to print yourself, there's amazing photo labs that do this work. And so I want to just talk about the different options that are out there. Because if you just do a quick search for, printing a canvas or a metal or something like that, you're going to probably get some of these more consumer end photo labs and print shops versus the professional. So the first one I pulled up is WHCC, and they're a professional lab. And I've also got Miller's up on the screen as another professional lab. Now, what makes these different? What makes them a professional lab? Well, they've been around long before digital was a thing. They've been printing work for photographers back in the film days, and they know what they're doing. And main difference is you have to apply for an account. You can't just order from them. These days, I think it's generally easier to get an account if you have an established presence online showing that you have your work in photography. But they are looking to work with businesses and photographers. So you do have to submit and get approved to be able to order from them. So you'll notice when you kind of go around their site that if you're not logged into an account, you won't be able to see pricing. But you get all the information that you could ever want to see what they have. And one of the best things about these pro labs is the customization and the possibilities. So you can think of anything you could possibly think of wanting out of your work. Like if you have a specific look of frames that you like canvases, but you want to make sure that it has a UV coating on the canvas. Metals, types of ways they hang on the wall, like it's endless. And these labs both offer different things, different products. So you kind of have to go through and see who has what you want. And if you can't find what you want, you can reach out to them, and often they can do what you want, especially when it comes to large prints. If your dream is to do a print the size of a wall, these are the people to talk to, and they can help you out. So it's the customization, then also what their real intention is, who they're really going after is volume. So if you're, a school photographer or whatever, these are the people that they're working with, so they can do volume very easily. But it's still, for the rest of us, lots of benefits of going with a professional photo lab. They can drop ship to your clients, meaning you can have packaging that fits your brand, fits your style, and that gets shipped from the lab to the client or customer. And it's going to be good quality. And if there's any problem, they'll take care of it, right? Because you're dealing with an actual, I wouldn't say small business, but these I probably would say small business. These are companies that want to make sure that they're giving you the best quality out there. And a lot of these, I think Miller's and WHCC both also work with gallery sites, hosting services like Pixie-Set, I think, and CloudSpot's another one that I've used. So you can fulfill orders for clients directly through a gallery site, if that's ever a thing that you want to do. So that's at the professional level, and they It's a learning curve also, so you want to do your research. They have fantastic help guides and walking you through the process, because there's a few things that are important to know about before you kind of start diving into this world of professional photo labs. It's understanding color calibration, what you see on the screen versus what will be printed. And that's usually where a lot of the problem comes. And the professional labs are going to be better at helping you with that versus the other consumer labs. And then also knowing what you like. You know, there's so many options, so many price points. You can kind of get lost in it all. So just knowing what you like is a really good way to go into this first. And then you can kind of ignore the stuff that doesn't interest you. So those are the two I would recommend to check out first. There's plenty of others. Another one I really love, I should have pulled them up here. Maybe I can pull them up here, which is a more fine art style type of photo lab. I mean, these are all going to be museum quality and, oh shoot, I can't get it. Archival quality, which for me is very important. Let me just switch this here. Sorry, guys. Okay. Knowing that if I'm getting something printed, that it's going to, oh, where is it? Shoot. Okay, I can't pull it up. Sorry, I can't pull it up. It's Loktah, Loktah.com. And when I mean archival, museum quality, whatever, if I want to do an exhibit somewhere, I know that I can get what I need in the style I want, how it looks. And if I order something for myself, that I know, oh, I can take this off my wall and bring it to the photo exhibition or gallery or wherever that I'm showcasing my work, or photo contest or something like that. I don't know if that's still a thing that happens too often, but if it does, definitely participate in it, especially locally. And another thing that's important to me too is eco-friendly options, and these pro labs tend to offer more eco-friendly options. So like if we go into the fine art prints, we can look at the paper that they offer, and they generally have some kind of photo paper that's, you know, like 100% cotton, for example. And then they'll have frames. For me, frames are a big one to look into, kind of get overlooked, because a lot of the frames are just coming from places where it's maybe not ethically sourced. So I like to find frames that are at the very least sourced in the United States, and then seeing if I can do more research there. Reclaimed wood is always a great way to go for frames. Okay, so that's the pro labs. And then there's the consumer labs, which we probably have all seen, like Shutterfly and Snapfish. But there is something in between. So if you're not quite ready, like you don't really have an established business, but you kind of want to dabble in printing your own work, there are these middle of the road photo labs. Mpix, for one, which is actually owned by millers. So it probably has a lot of the same standards of quality as far as printing goes. So Mpix is a great option to try out. And then another one that is pretty good that I've tried is Printique. And this is by Adorama, which Adorama is a very well-known, very well-established photography store in New York City. And they have a great website where you can, buy photo gear and stuff. So they are more reputable, these two. So this, I call them prosumer. Like, you're not going to get like the cheap prices like you're going to see at Shutterfly and Snapfish, but the quality is going to be, pro level. It's going to be up there, and you're going to have more options. You're just not going to have probably as many of the customization options, that are available at the Pro Labs. So, you're limited there, but still, you're going to have tons of options. And the ordering process is going to be way easier on these prosumer sites because they're trying to get like the discerning client or customer that's like, I want something a little better than Shutterfly, but I'm not a professional. So they're going to make it easy to shop and buy things. So you can order a lot of the stuff. I think everything you order online on their website. You can create an account. You don't have to. And they also do have professional services and business services as well. So you can kind of look into that on these. And so ordering process is a little easier, but you're still going to get some really great quality. But I would look into, comparing what they say about the papers they use and compare that to what the professional labs say about the papers they use. It's far more detail. You can order, and the Pro Labs, you can of course order samples, which is fantastic to do as well. So for those in between Photoshop, Photo Labs, I recommend these two. There are definitely others out there. These are just the ones, I'm just showing the ones that I have seen, I have worked with, I've used, because I just don't think it's fair to talk about companies that I've never used before in my life. So take that for what it is. And I'm honestly not looking to see if anybody's actually watching this right now or if there's any comments. I'm sorry if there are any. I'll put that on the side of my screen. And the last thing to talk about is the consumer side of things. I can't have that there. That's so distracting. Okay. Oops. The consumer photo labs. Now, these are going to be fine. They aren't going to be bad. The quality of stuff nowadays and the ability, how easy it is to get a really quality print these days is insane. It's just amazing. So you're going to get stuff that's pretty okay. And you get a great price. Like, I don't fault anyone for ordering from these places. These are great deals. And they always have coupons going and sales going and all this stuff. And they have some products that look pretty nice. But the problem is with these, the consistency of output isn't going to be there. And, you could even get something done and maybe not like how it came out, and you reach out to them and you're not going to get the kind of one-on-one customer support to really figure out what the problem is. If it's, the image file, if that wasn't calibrated correctly, they're not going to be able to get into the weeds with that stuff with you like the Pro Labs are, to really help you get the best prints possible. So that's where you can go. And honestly, I recommend trying each one and see what you like better. Get a print from each one or order samples or something. Just these consumer labs, the consistency is not going to be there in the way that you order your print, you get it, you love it, it's perfect. Yes, this is great. I'm going to sell these now. And then you get a couple orders and you're like, all right, I'm going to order a couple more. And you get them and you have them side by side and you're like, these are not the same. Like, the blacks are different on this one. The reds look weird on this one. Something's off. That's where you get into trouble with these consumer labs. The consistency isn't there. The Pro Labs, they are calibrating their equipment constantly, probably daily, to make sure that they get the consistent output every time. And as long as you're sending them the same file, you're going to get the same thing as close as possible every time. Okay, so like, I can go on and on and talk about this stuff forever. I guess I can look. I don't know if there's any comments or I don't know how this all works as far as comments go, if anything shows up. But I hope this was helpful explaining how the print shops work and getting the best quality photography prints as you can. And of course, also I forgot to mention this. You should check out your local print shop and see what they say and talk to them. They're going to know what's up. And if you have a local frame shop, uh, someone that's independent business owner who's got their own shop going, talk to them. They will know what's going on right now. You know, I'm not getting prints made constantly. I'm doing a lot on my own with my own printer these days, but occasionally I get orders and I just want to get something printed and sent to the client directly. And so this is like by far the easiest way to do it instead of like printing and packaging everything myself. So just things to think about, and figuring all this stuff out early on when you're starting out is great, because then once for something goes viral or whatever and you sell a bunch of something, knowing where you can go to get that fulfilled and fast is a great thing to have in your back pocket. So highly recommend that. Thanks for watching. If you caught the replay or jumped in the middle, you can go back to the beginning and find out what I was talking about. But I can't wait to see all the great photography people put out. It's just so awesome. I love it. Big fan of all the great photographers out there and those who put their work out for all of us to enjoy and see. I probably don't do that enough, to be honest. I'm going to try and do that more. But have a great Sunday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.